Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be taking a look at a knife that I've had the opportunity to carry and check out for a couple of months, and it is by T.Kell Knives. If you guys are not familiar with T.Kell Knives, great company. Tim is the owner and the designer of the knives of the company. Great, awesome guy. He's a former Marine. He puts a lot of passion into his knives. I had the opportunity to meet him a couple of years back at Blade Show, and ever since then, I've been fortunate enough to be able to check out a lot of their knives. As you can see here in front of you, there's a couple of them. I've done videos on some of these knives, but they're awesome knives. I love the craftsmanship and the look of the knives themselves. So when I was looking at the knives and seeing the different ones that I had, I've had the opportunity to check out bigger knives. When I say bigger, I mean, larger size blades. So, something like that, which is very utilitarian. And then, something a little bit more, tactical, you could say. I love the finish on this one. It's got like these, the skulls finish on the blade itself. And then something a little bit smaller, perfect for self-defense, but also able to be used, on a daily basis thanks to the blade shape there. But when I was at Blade Show last year, I actually had the opportunity to speak to Tim and ask him, I really love his knives, but I wanted to transition to carrying an EDC blade, but a fixed EDC blade. But I don't want something big. And even though this is a smaller size knife, as you can see right here, obviously the blade to handle ratio, and then you have that really awesome ring in the back, it's still a little bit larger package than what I wanted to carry. So I wanted to experiment with carrying a fixed blade, but I wanted something a little bit smaller. So he was actually able to let me have one of his smaller blades, something that he had recently come out with, and I think it works perfectly for what I wanted, and here it is. As you guys can see, this is a very small form factor, but it's still a full tang fixed blade. Perfect for EDC carry. So let me move these guys out of the way over here, and I'll go ahead and showcase this one to you. So this model is called the Piranha, and again, it is a really awesome fixed blade knife, but the best thing about this is it's small enough and light enough that you can easily carry it either in your pocket, or you can actually carry it around your neck as a neck knife, and it's going to give you a lot of the capabilities that a full-size fixed blade knife will, but at a smaller form factor. Now, if you're going to be using a knife and you think you might be using it a little bit heavier than what a folder might give you, a small fixed blade is a great option for it. So again, this is the Piranha model. It is here in the sheath right now. Normally it's going to come with an option to horizontal carry. So it's a clip that will allow you to horizontal carry this. But as you can see, you can easily swap it out. I put an ulti clip on this because I normally carry this inside of my pocket, and the ulti clip gives me the ability to just slide it into my pocket and then clip it there, and I don't have to worry about the sheath coming out when I draw the knife. Very easy to draw. But again, it's such a small knife that it's going to basically disappear in your pocket. It's going to be very easy to carry. So if you've been on the fence about EDC carrying a fixed blade, but you don't want to do something too big, I think the Piranha is definitely going to be the answer for you. So I love how minimalistic the sheath is also, because again, if it's going to be a smaller knife, you don't want a big bulky sheath, and I think they did an awesome job. Tim did an awesome job with this sheath and then with the knife itself. So let me go ahead and take the knife out of the sheath, and here it is. Obviously this has this nice orange pattern, or orange color on the handle with this pattern on it, which, because it's so small, the pattern actually allows you to grip it, and you get a better grip on the knife itself. Now, as you can see here, this is a 3-finger grip knife. So my pinky is just kind of resting on the little ramp back here, but for all intents and purposes, it's just kind of hanging out. So I toyed with the idea of throwing a lanyard on here just so it gives me that little bit of extra length of something that my pinky can wrap around. But so far, I've been using it, and obviously for what I'm using it for EDC tasks, it hasn't slipped out of my hands or anything like that. But again, it's a very small knife. I'll give you some specs on this. So the blade steel on this knife is 80 CRV2. Great steel, great edge retention, perfect for EDC tasks. Comes razor sharp, I can tell you that. Very easy to upkeep the knife itself and keep it a nice razor sharp edge. Also, I love this blade shape. You know, it's nice and long, very lean. It comes to a point, it's not a super aggressive point, but it is perfect for piercing. You know, so if you're breaking down boxes or opening up, you know, bags or something like that, this is going to be a great knife because, again, it is a full tang knife, so you're not going to have to worry about, you know, being rough and tough with it, and it's going to definitely be able to handle whatever you throw at it. So again, EDC RV2 is the steel. As far as the finish on here, it does have their finish that all their blades have, which is the nickel boron plating on it. So it does give you that kind of almost like a brownish color to the blade, but it's perfect because it does handle, you know, basically everything. If it does get, you know, grimy or gunky, you can just wipe it off and you don't have to worry about it, you know, getting sticky or anything like that. But then you also have this, what they call a recon distressed finish on the blade. So again, it's not shiny or anything like that. It's got this really cool distressed look to it, and it goes all the way through the blade itself because, again, it is a full tang knife. As far as measurements on it, you do get a 2.5-inch blade. So, you know, again, very utilitarian for majority of EDC tasks. And then you get a 3-inch handle, so you get an overall length of 5.75 inches. So again, right underneath 6 inches, so it's a perfect size to be able to, you know, discreetly carry it in a pocket. Again, it just goes right into the sheath, it clicks right there in place. And then again, I put the ulti-clip on there, but if you want to use the horizontal belt clip that it comes with, you can easily have this sitting, you know, in front of you, sitting on, you know, the small of your back, and you're not going to feel it. It's not going to get in the way or anything like that. But you will have a, you know, full size, or not full size, full tang, you know, a knife that you're not going to have to worry about it, you know, loosening up or anything like that, you know, messing with pivot screws or thumb studs or anything like that. It's ready to go once you deploy it out of the sheath. Now, because of the size and just, you know, the overall size of it, it is very small, very light. So it does come in at 2.3 ounces. So again, very light. This is, you know, right around, I want to say like bug out weight. You know, if you guys know the Benjamin bug out, you know, it's very light knife. And then with the sheath, it actually comes in at 3.5 ounces. So even with including the sheath, obviously depending on what type of mounting hardware you have on it, but even if you include the sheath, it's still sub 4 ounces, so 3.5 ounces. So again, very easy to carry, especially if you're going to be carrying it as a neck knife. So you can see you do have the 2 holes on the top. Obviously, the ulti clip right here is taking up one of those, but you do have the 2 holes at the top, so if you wanted to throw a beaded chain or some paracord or something like that around there, and then you can wear it around your neck if you want to go ahead and try, you know, carrying a fixed blade knife that way, you also have that option. So again, very utilitarian, especially for EDC purposes. So if you've been on the fence about transitioning into EDC carrying a fixed blade knife, I think, again, the Piranha from T.Kell Knives is going to be a really awesome option. I'm going to leave their link to their website below in case you guys want to go ahead and check out the Piranha. You can go ahead and put some orders for it. I believe you can choose, you know, the different color on the handles and stuff like that. So if you don't like the orange and you wanted to, you know, to pick another color or something like that, I'm pretty sure they can work with you on that. Again, if you are, you know, planning on carrying it, maybe, you know, ask if they would, instead of the horizontal clip, maybe do an ulti clip. I'm not sure if that's a possibility, but you can pick these up anywhere on Amazon or anything like that if you wanted to try that as well. Because again, that was my my intent. Is I don't really like stuff around my neck, so I wasn't going to wear it around my neck as a neck knife, even though you can, because again, very light, very slim, very easy to carry that way. But I'm used to reaching in my pocket for my knives, so you know, I've actually been carrying this as kind of like a secondary knife. So I do carry a folder still, but I do carry the Piranha here on my weak side, and you know, I can, when I say my weak side, I'm right-handed, so on my left side. So I always have the ability to reach for it if I need it. If I think that a task is going to be a little bit too much for a folder and I want to have the, the peace of mind that I'm not going to have to worry about the knife folding or breaking or anything like that on me, then I would definitely reach out for the Piranha and use that. And, obviously in certain instances, I've transitioned to only carrying the Piranha and not carrying a folder either because, again, because of the size, because of the weight of it, it definitely is able to do whatever a folder would do, for EDC purposes. So again, if you've been on the fence or if you've been wanting to try EDCing a fixed blade knife, I would definitely recommend the Piranha here from T.Kell Knives or any of their other knives. Again, something like this is still, you're still able to go ahead and EDC it. It almost gives me the idea of almost like a box cutter just because of the way that the blade is and stuff like that. But obviously, you do get that secondary blade up here. So, for EDC purposes, but also, if in a pinch, if you had to use it for self-defense, you could do that with it. Obviously, the Piranha is a little bit smaller for that. I probably wouldn't, try and use that for that purpose. But again, if you had to, it is there. Just obviously make sure that you are properly trained and if you're going to be attempting to do that. But for the most part, all of his knives are very utilitarian. Even the bigger ones, they might have a particular look to them, particular usage to them, but, it's obviously depending on what you need, then you can use them for. They're there for you. So, as I mentioned, I'm going to leave a link to their website below in case you guys are interested in checking out the Piranha or any of their other knives. And then stay tuned to the end of this video. I'll post some of the other videos that I've done, some of the other reviews that I've done on their knives there. And hopefully you guys will be able to pick one up for yourself. So, there it is. A look at the Piranha fixed blade EDC knife from T.Kell Knives. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.